Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode.
What the hell was that?
Of your favorite predictions, picks, MMA, UFC, all around fucking betting channel, Bros Talk MMA.
Shama.
Funny how my bottle pop was better than yours after you talked all that shit, tried to fucking psych me out. Real funny.
This nigga is trash.
Anyway, though, I'm your host, UTICA, undeniably the illest cat around, aka Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick.
Hell yeah.
I'm here with my bro host extraordinaire.
You know what it is. It's RayBuck. It's Chico Jordan. It is. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave that right now.
Hey, I think this is called for a cheers, though. Because you're looking at the most profitable fucking predictions channel in the community on fucking YouTube. Shouts out my guy, UFC Predictions Tracker. Not only did your boy go 10 for 13 on fights, but then I ended up netting the highest ROI out of anybody who bet, you know, all the fights on the night. Not far behind was my bro Ham. You know, he was doing his thing.
I lost by one fight.
Yep. Which I gained back, which puts us at, 18 fights that you're up on me now?
Show you right.
Here's a graphic real quick showing y'all the all-time percentages and overall picks dating back from last year to this year. But we are calling the slate clean for this year, you know, so that we can add these numbers. And, you know, we have the all-time, but we'll have our 2025, you know, numbers as well.
Okay, we're calling the slate clean, and I'm still just up by you by one on the year, right?
No, you're not up on me by one. I think we're even now because I got one back.
Hold up.
Oh, yeah, you went up too. So I got one back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're up on me 1-0 on the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Let's keep it clean here, bro. Come on. Out here trying to get me, man.
Today we're here to cover this weekend's pay-per-view. No, it's a fight night card, just one of those high-scale fight night cards going down in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We got a middleweight bout between Israel Adesanya going up against Nassourdine Imavov. So far, this is a 13-fight card, I believe. And we're going to start things off in the lightweight division. We got... Going into our next bout in the heavyweight division, we have Hamdy Abdelwahab going up against Jamal Pogues. We got Abdelwahab coming in 0-0 with 1 no contest in the UFC, 3-0 with that 1 no contest overall, and 4-0 with that 1 no contest in their last 5 fights. We got Pogues coming in. They're 2-1 in the UFC, 11-4 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. My pick in this one's going to be with Pogues by decision or KO. I feel like, you know, Abdelwahab, he comes out of Egypt, so he could possibly still have some home field advantage here. But we got Pogues coming in as a slightly taller fighter with a 4-inch reach advantage. Edge and striking in terms of it just being cleaner type striking. His best route to victory is just a point fight and kind of matador Abdelwahab, because Abdelwahab is pretty much known for just throwing bombs. So like he's gonna come in the older fighter and smaller of the two. He's gonna have an edge and power when striking, but it's just not as clean, which is why I give the edge to Pogues. His grappling needs work, and the reason why he doesn't really have a record in the UFC quite yet, except for just one no contest, is because the split decision that he did win against Dontel Mays ended up getting overturned to a no contest because he popped for drugs. So, I mean, that who's to say where his true skill level's at, now at this point. So, I'm gonna be going with Pogues. I just think he's gonna be able to just kind of keep this standing, piece him up, and should be able to put on a convincing enough performance to be able to sway judges, even if this does go to the cards. I'll be going with Pogues.
I'm gonna agree with Pogues as well. I'm gonna go with him. It's gonna be a crazy statement I'm getting ready to make, and you know what I mean. Maybe somebody calls me out, but I think he has better cardio than Al-Wahabi. Even though Pogues isn't the most in shape person I've ever seen step into the cage, he is able to go. You know what I mean? That full 3 rounds. Obviously, we haven't seen him in a championship setting yet, but he's able to go 3, and he's able to go 3 pretty strongly through all 3 rounds. In addition to that, he does have power. Al-Wahabi does throw bombs, does have power as well. I think it's, you know what I mean, a very close one's here kind of thing. I don't think it's too far off. With Pogues' better and more technical striking, he should be able to get Al-Wahabi out of there. And if he's not able to get him out of there, at least take him to a 3rd round. And I guess in contradiction to my first pick, possibly get a decision, even though, in my opinion, Wahabi also has a little bit of home field advantage.
Well, that's the thing is with the first fight, I think that they're a little more evenly matched. So it's hard to tell whether or not Oki will be able to, really put himself over the top. Whereas in this fight, I feel like there's a pretty stark, contrast between styles here. And I just feel like Pogues should be the one to come out on top. So therefore, I feel like if someone was going to put on a convincing performance, it would be him out of the 2 fights.
I wouldn't say there's a stark contrast in styles because I think they're both strikers. I think they're both stand-up guys.
But I just think Abdelwahab is more of a brawler, whereas Pogues is more
of a technical boxer style. Yeah. So yeah, I think we can see we're gonna see a good fight, a fun fight. But Pogues for the win on this one.
Let's go Pogues.
Brilliant.
Moving on to a featherweight bout, we have Bogdan Grad going up against Lucas Alexander. We got Grad coming in making their UFC debut, 14-2 overall and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. We got Alexander coming in. They are 1-2 in the UFC, 8-4 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 fights. My pick in this one's going to be with Grad by either decision or KO. They're going to be the smaller fighter. I don't have too much info on them. They seem well-rounded enough and should be able to mix it up enough with Alexander to gain an advantage and probably win this fight, like I said, by decision. Alexander's taller and longer of the 2 fighters, but what he's shown is like issues with fighters, especially like smaller fighters, about around the same size as Grad. He has some losses on his record, and he's one of those tall, long dudes that you especially is big for the division, but outside of like if you can get inside the striking and even like go as far to take him down, it's kind of a wrap for Alexander after that. There's not much promise there. So I'll be going with Grad on this one.
I think Grad's the pick. Lucas Alexander, I think you hit the nail on the head. He's just once it comes to grappling, which Grad has, Alexander's finished. So I just in this day and age, you know what I mean. In 2025, you cannot be a one-dimensional fighter in the UFC. It's just not going to work out for you. It's never you're never going to go too far. So that being said, Grad's got to be my pick in this one because he just has a few more routes to victory. I think they're very similar in the striking column. But other than that, Alexander has no grappling. So Grad's got to be the pick.
Let's go, Grad. Moving on to the next bout, we have a women's flyweight matchup between Jasmine Jasudavicius going up against Mayra Bueno-Silva. We got Jasudavicius coming in 6-2 in the UFC, 12-3 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. We got Silva coming in. They are 5-4 and 1 draw with 1 no contest in the UFC. 10-4 with 1 draw and 1 no contest overall, and 2-2 with that 1 no contest in their last 5 fights. I'm going to be going with Jasudavicius in this one. To be totally honest, she's probably one of my favorite female fighters right now. One of my most consistent female fighters as of late. She's going to be older by 2 years, the bigger fighter overall. She should have an edge in the striking. But really the only drawback in her striking is that she's a super dog, so she can take a fucking punch and take punishment. Has a super good chin, but she could benefit from keeping her hands up. Like, she kind of takes too much punishment to where it kind of puts you on the edge of your seat because you don't know sometimes, like, if she's starting to fucking feel it or if it's just, her kind of basically just dogging her way through it. But either way, she's gonna be the way more active of the 2 fighters. She recently just fought 2 months ago, whereas Silva is coming off of a 6-month layoff and also recovering from a eye injury, or at least like a massive cut that she got in her last fight. Once again, super dog fighter, loves to get scrappy. But she, in this bout, should probably avoid the grappling exchanges. Try as hard as she can to keep it on the feet. And then, maybe once this fight gets into like the latter part of the 3rd round or stuff, she could start going for her own takedowns after she's managed to shut or stuff enough of Silva's takedowns down. With Silva, she's going to be the younger and smaller of the 2 fighters. She's a grappling specialist, definitely loves to use her jiu-jitsu to gain the advantage. But she's just like she don't really got hands like that. And also, in this particular bout, she's making her flyweight debut, apparently, or maybe she's moving back down. I'm not sure how her career has gone, but right now she's moving down 10 pounds to the flyweight division, where in most cases, if you're, a 135er moving down, or anybody moving down a weight class, that should possibly make you the bigger fighter, in terms of like, you may be undersized in this division, but now you're like perfect to big size for this division. But I feel like that actually it kind of offsets, her being the bigger fighter, because Jasmine Jasudavicius is big for her division.
Yeah.
So it kind of like they just even out. You know what I mean?
I'm not a big fan of weight gain or weight cuts. I'm not a big fan of changing divisions. I'm just not. I never have been. So I guess to transition, that's why I do not believe in Mayra Bueno-Silva. Partially that. Second part of it is she literally has no hands. Her hands are trash. She's a grappling specialist. She can absolutely, in those first 2 rounds, make something happen and choke you out, break some shit.
Well, Jasudavicius, her bread and butter is ground and pound. So it's kind of, that's why I say she should avoid grappling in this particular match, because homegirl don't got hands to begin with. And you don't want to get wrapped up in something fucking trying
that you can't get the fuck out of.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. I think Jasudavicius needs to keep her at distance, have really good takedown defense throughout those first 2 rounds. 3rd round, like you said, if she decides that she wants to get down to the ground and she wants to ground and pound to win the fight, absolutely, let's do that. But those first 2 rounds, she needs to keep it standing as best she can, have the greatest sprawl in the division, and she gets this one done.
Yep, definitely. I don't even know if I made my pick, but yeah, we both picked Jasudavicius on this one.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
All
See
right.
that? You see how I did that though?
Yeah, you
that?
redeemed
Okay.
yourself.
Yeah. All right.
That's what you call redemption.
Okay.
That first one was weak as hell.
You're weak as hell.
Moving on to a lightweight fight, kind of similar, not necessarily with Silva's style compared to this other fighter, but we got Faraz Ziam going up against Mike Davis. I'll just go ahead and say it right now. I'm going with Ziam in this one by either decision or KO. They're 6-2 in the UFC, 16-4 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. We got Davis coming in 4-1 in the UFC, 11-2 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. Reason being, I'm going with Ziam by either decision or KO. Is kind of similar. They're fucking big for the lightweight division, and Mike Davis is definitely a bigger lightweight in his own regard, but Ziam definitely kind of breaks that tie with, just being longer and taller. So it's kind of similar to the Jasudavicius Bueno-Silva fight, except for I wouldn't say Mike Davis and Bueno-Silva have similar styles. But definitely I see Mike Davis trying to incorporate some grappling in this fight because Ziam, is he's a little Davis is a little more stockier, whereas Ziam's a little more lankier. So although it may be hard to get him to the ground, I feel like the strength factor goes to Davis. Regardless, Ziam's younger and bigger overall, well-rounded, ever evolving, which, may play into his favor because in his last fight, he was stuffing takedowns like it was his job. So if Davis does try to incorporate some grappling, it might not go well for him. Same situation, way more active of the two fighters. Ziam fought 3 months ago, whereas Davis is coming off of a 9-month layoff due to a injury that he endured during training for a fight that he had upcoming. Ziam just needs to use his reach, stuff takedowns, and just keep this one on the feet. Davis is going to be older fighter by 5 years, smaller of the two, somewhat well-rounded, but definitely leans on his power, both in the hands and just kind of like muscling dudes around the cage. But once again, hasn't fought in 9 months due to, injury recovering. So not only are you out of action and need to get yourself up to fight shape, but you also got to rehab whatever, part of you that has been, atrophied or just lacking any sort of type of training. Promising talent for sure. Everybody was super bummed when he got injured because they knew that he was, starting to make a run. And due to these setbacks, I just feel like the ring rust is going to play a major factor, and Ziam's going to be able to just, kind of have, I'm not going to say have his way, but definitely he's going to put on a performance, I think.
I absolutely agree with you. Ziam, the only part I disagree with you on is I think that Ziam is a better grappler out of the two. That being said, I also think Ziam has more cardio than the two, and I think Mike Davis has better hands than Ziam. That being said, I think it's one of those things again where it's very, very close. It's not crazy outclassed. It's just like Mike Davis might be a little quicker. I think they have both kind of the same power when it comes to striking.
With the grappling, the only reason I lean towards Mike Davis is just because he's like going to be the shorter, stockier dude.
So he might have to do it, or he might feel like he has to do it. But I don't think he has better grappling than
I'm not saying he
does.
has better grappling. I just say that freaking I think his stature fares better grappling than with
but I think
Ziam.
you did say he had better grappling though.
Did I say that? No, when did I say this? No. When did I say
if
this?
y'all watched last episode, you've seen fucking his record on runbacks, so we'll go ahead and run this one back too.
The strength factor goes to Davis. Ziam's younger and bigger overall, well-rounded, ever evolving, which, may play into his favor because in his last fight, he was stuffing takedowns like it was his job. So
if Davis does try to incorporate some grappling, it might not go well for him. It might not go well for him. It might not go well for him.
Anyway,
Ziam for the win, beating Mike Davis. This is another W-dub hooray.
And me, nigga.
Oh yeah, and you.
Boom. I'm coming for the title, bro. I'm telling you,
You're not gonna get it, my boy.
Oh my God, I'm gonna smoke you this year. Anyway, I'm gonna be smoking on that RayBuck pack. Shit's gonna taste like Reggie. Moving on to another lightweight bout. We got Terrance McKinney.
You're lucky because I want to destroy you. I got some shit to destroy you. You know what I mean? Like, say some wild shit. But we're gonna go ahead, man. Go ahead.
We got Terrance McKinney going up against Damir Hadzovic.
Huh?
We got McKinney coming in 5-4 in the UFC, 15-7 overall, and 2-3 in their last 5 fights. We got Hadzovic coming in 4-5 in the UFC, 14-7 overall, and 2-3 in their last 5 fights. My pick's going to be going with McKinney in this one by either KO or decision. He's going to be the younger and bigger fighter overall of the two. Well-rounded and getting better, but he's been taking a lot of punishment along the way to where it kind of puts him in that position where it's like, man, like I hope he isn't, fucking burning out fast because he's getting into these fucking wild exchanges and coming out on the short end of them. Which makes him an exciting fighter and why he's probably still with the UFC at this point because, he's either finishing in spectacular fashion or getting finished in spectacular fashion. So it's like, you just hope that a young guy like him, his chin isn't already getting weathered at this point. But I just feel like he should definitely have the edge in the striking, potentially the grappling as well. But I would just suggest keeping this one standing at distance and just work on getting yourself back in the win column. Jasudavicius, we got them coming in. They're going to be older by 8 years, the smaller fighter, somewhat well-rounded, but nothing like that stands out in either department, whether it's striking or grappling. There isn't anything he does great on either end. He's durable. He definitely can take punishment. But his gas tank is a little bit questionable. I look at this as just a setup fight for McKinney, where the UFC can preserve his career enough to, at least squeeze out a few more nice looking fights where either he's blasting somebody and blowing them up or fucking he's getting messed up, and finished in his own, like he's getting finished because he's getting in these wild exchanges. So I'm gonna be going with McKinney though. I believe that if there is a wild exchange that occurs in this bout, he'll be on the winning end of it.
Terrance McKinney's got to be my pick as well. Or also, Terrance McKinney has never gone to decision. He either dies on his shield or he wins victoriously. That's some warrior shit. And I love it. You know what I mean?
I believe that that's what UFC ultimately wants. They want high-level competitors and championship contenders, but at the end of the day, you can definitely make a career off of just being a dude that fucking fills that void in the middle of the card where fucking,
Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's just what they want. I think that Terrance McKinney is a high-level grappler in this affair. I think he's going to absolutely outclass Hadzovic in that. And I think his hands, Hadzovic does have hands.
No, he does. Definitely.
I think they're very even in the striking ability. But I do think Terrance McKinney does have the edge in grappling. It just matters if he's going to take advantage of that edge or not. Sometimes these fighters, I'm not sure why they do it. We talked about this last episode, but they want to just like jump in a phone booth, just to show, like, I don't know, fucking dick measuring, fucking pissing contest. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what it is, but hopefully Terrance McKinney doesn't do that. He takes advantage of, you know what I mean, the skills that he has available to him, which one of them being is grappling. And I think he beats Damir Hadzovic handily if he takes advantage of that. If he does not, then, well, it could be a hard day for him.
If this it's either he gets fucking flash KO'd or this fight goes to the fucking third round and they both look like trash and fucking Hasdovich starts to come on a little bit later because he's a dog.
Yeah.
That's the only scenarios where I see him winning. But outside of that, it literally, like, I just feel like this is a lob.
I will
is a
say
lob for McKinney.
It is. It really is. And I think McKinney does have some cardio issues, but I also think that Hasdovich has the same.
I don't think he has cardio issues. I think he has blowing his fucking load issues. I think he literally tries hard as fuck to get people out of there. And then he fucking ends up fucking being hella fucking, tired.
Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga.
Well, I don't want to talk about Terrance McKinney blowing his load. I just want to talk about Terrance McKinney winning this fight. So, that being said, Terrance McKinney.
I meant, bro, but it's okay. That's cool.
It's real
What I'm saying is,
get your shit off.
I mean, I don't know why. It's whatever. Terrance McKinney for the win.
All right. We agreed, so. Next up in the heavyweight division, we got Shamil Gaziev going up against Thomas Peterson. We got Gaziev coming in. They are 2-1 in the UFC, 13-1 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. We got Peterson coming in. They are 1-1 in the UFC, 9-2 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. I'm gonna be going with Gaziev in this one reluctantly by submission or decision. They're going to be the older fighter by 5 years and bigger of the two. Should have the edge in the grappling and possibly striking if they are who they... The UFC was ready to boost this guy up, and then they put him against Rosenstruck, and fucking that fool got exposed like a motherfucker. Is super frustrating. Gave him a lob to get him back into the winning column again. So now he's here against Thomas Peterson, where it's kind of still a proving stage for him because Peterson is not too far off of. I think he's only 2 fights into the UFC. Gaziev, he's got a few more fights up under his belt against higher level competition. So I think they're still kind of unsure with him. So they're throwing in Peterson to see, like, okay, man, can we possibly try and put something behind you again, or are you kind of like a fraud? Either way, his cardio is a huge question. I'm still unsure, if they're a top contender, or if this is a lob that they're getting as well. But I don't know. Like, I think that this will be a good measure for where they should go with him next. We got Peterson coming in there, the younger and smaller fighter, somewhat well-rounded as well. They're improving and still have a lot to prove. Their strength of schedule isn't that, great in the UFC. They got a loss to Jamal Pogues and a win against Muhammad Usman. He probably has the better gas tank of the two. I just don't know if he has any real advantage in the grappling or the striking. I feel like Gaziev should be able to kind of just like school him and, like I said, win this by either a sub or decision. But I mean, Gaziev also hasn't been that impressive to me either, so I'm not quite sure. But if given a choice, I'm gonna go with him in this
Here's
fight.
my asshole take on it: is Gaziev is training with the Monogamadovs in the stands and the fucking NZMV crowd. And apparently they believe that he's earned his beard. That being said, I think he's only earned his beard because he's fucking big as fuck, and like he's bigger than 3 of them put together. So that being said, I've got to believe that he's got to be getting something from them. He's got to be sponging a little bit of game from them.
I mean,
I do not believe in Gaziev crazily. He's longer. He's taller than Peterson. There's something to be said for that. I think he outweighs him, and they're both their last weigh-ins prior to this fight by like 10 pounds at least. That being said, like, you've got to respect that. You've got to respect who he's training with. I hope that some of that shit is like, rubbing off on him. But I fucking hate picking him because he has shit the bed for me. The one time I thought he was gonna fucking really make something happen.
If this shit goes to the third round and they're standing up, Thomas Peterson's live for a knockout.
Like Thomas Peterson getting knocked out, or Khabib
No.
getting knocked out?
Khabib getting knocked out.
You're probably right. You're more than likely right. So Khabib for the win. Not super confident in it, and you know what I mean. I hope he improves greatly throughout, like, well, at this particular time, and then like throughout his career, because he has the greatest training camp behind him that there is.
Are you sure about that?
Greatest coaches and shit behind him, and partners.
Tell that to Umar Nurmagomedov.
I mean, I didn't pick Nurmagomedov, so
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean?
Talking about the best team ever to be behind you. That nigga got smoked.
He did, but like that doesn't mean that team isn't amazing. Like, okay, let's not take anything away from these folks. Jesus Christ.
No, I told you, we're going to have a conversation about this, bro. Because not only did I say the shit, but then I got more reaffirmation from other sources, you know, that I trust. Khabib, Makhachev, fucking Umar, all of them, their resumes ain't as great as motherfuckers make it out to be. They just had a solid run that makes it seem like these fools are super fucking dominant, but really, when you break it down, shit is not as solid as you think it is. And there's a lot of circumstantial evidence to prove it. Anyway, moving on to a featherweight bout. We got Muhammad Naimov going up against Nan Offley.
This is also the start of the main event, right?
Yes. All right, awesome. We got Naimov coming in, training out of Denver, Colorado, I might add. 3-1 in UFC.
Hey, yo.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
In Utica? Like,
Yeah, shut the fuck
Ah,
up, bro.
That's a big
3-1 in UFC.
wow.
11-3 overall.
Is he just getting his loads off?
Bruh. Fuck. God damn it. We got Offley coming in 0-1 in the UFC. 11-3 with one draw overall. And 4-1 in their last 5 fights.
Nice.
I'm going to be going with Naimov by either KO or decision. They're going to be a slightly younger and bigger fighter of the two. Should have the edge in striking and power in striking. Has some grappling and, you know, but it's primarily going to look to keep this on the feet and knock fucking Offley out. We got Offley coming in. They're older by a year, smaller of the two fighters. Similar to Naimov in striking style, but possibly has a slight edge in the grappling. He's going to need to get the fight to the ground, I think, to gain that advantage. Because if he's just going, you know, shot for shot on the feet with Naimov, I think Naimov's going to land the more impactful shots and end up, you know, putting him down. So my pick's going to be with Naimov.
That's a great pick. I think Offley's going to get awfully fucked up by Naimov. So that being said, Naimov is the more well-rounded fighter. I think he has more routes to victory. I think he is a slightly better striker. He's got better grappling. I think his cardio's decent. And what's his last name end in? A fucking B. I think he's from a fucking stand. That being said, Naimov for the win, taking him down. I did not realize where he trained at, though. You know what I mean? That's some new information for me.
What do you mean by that?
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Moving on to a bantamweight bout. We got Said Nurmagomedov going up against Vinicius Oliveira. We got Nurmagomedov coming in 7-2 in the UFC, 18-3 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. We got Oliveira coming in 2-0 in the UFC, 21-3 overall, and 4-1 in their last 5 fights. I'm going to be going with Nurmagomedov in this one by either sub or KO. They're going to be the older of the two by 3 years, slightly smaller, well-rounded, and, should have the ultimate edge in grappling. Get the fight to the ground, take the path of least resistance, find a submission, or just dominate for 15 minutes. This should be cut dry. Oliveira, don't get me wrong, I love Oliveira, but he is just basically a dangerous striker. That's it. He's just a dangerous striker. So he definitely he's live for a flash KO on Nurmagomedov, but I just think that Nurmagomedov is gonna, definitely shut all that down as soon as possible. But yeah, his best route to victory is stuff takedowns, keep this shit on the feet, and find a flying knee or some nasty, highlight KO, and that's what will get him the victory. But more likely than not, Nurmagomedov's gonna win this by a pretty easy submission victory.
Just understand that RayBuck said Nurmagomedov is gonna viciously beat the shit out of Oliveira in this particular bout.
Viciously? Viciously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whose mask is this? This your mask?
Whoa, that was my nigga.
You ain't shit, bro. I can't wait till I beat your ass in this fucking card, bro. Saeed Nurmagomedov is going to fucking win this one. He is going to whip his ass. He is the most well-rounded fighter in this particular bout. He will fuck up Oliveira. Oliveira will probably go down. I'm going to pick the fucking round. I'm going to pick the round. I'm going to say it's fucking third. Beat his ass. It's going to call it a day. Okay. Let's move it to the next one. I'm fucking... Let's get out of here.
Moving on to a heavyweight bout, we have Sergey Pavlovich going up against Jairzinho Rozenstruik. We got Pavlovich coming in there 6-3 in the UFC, 18-3 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 fights. We got Rozenstruik coming in. They are 9-5 in the UFC, 15-5 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 fights. I'm gonna be going with Pavlovich in this one by either KO or decision. They're going to be the younger and bigger of the two fighters. Has a significant reach advantage in this one. Super powerful striker. Basically touches your chin and you go night-night. Crisper striking of the two in this particular bout. And just ran into some stiff competition here recently, which is why he's not, basically, vying for the title at this point. He was on a pretty nice run and then just ran into a couple of opponents that, put him on his pockets. He has the better strength of schedule between the two in terms of competition. He just needs to keep this fight clean, avoid any phone booth exchanges with Rozenstruik, and he should be able to take this one by either, probably most likely decision, but I could see him tapping Rozenstruik's chin just because they're heavyweights. Everybody has the potential to knock one another out in the heavyweight division. Rozenstruik, he's going to be the older of the two by 4 years, smaller of the two. Definitely a power striker. Throws bombs and is more of a brawler. In this sense, which I believe will play into Pavlovich's, hands. But if he does want to win, if he does want to see a way to win this fight, he's going to have to make it dirty and, try and force phone booth exchanges with Pavlovich. And either that or just, get him up against the cage and, just start trying to drop him there with nowhere for him to run. Other than that, I'm gonna be going with Pavlovich in this one.
I think this is a hard fight for Rozenstruik to win, because Pavlovich has the same power in the hands, but he also has the same power in the feet as well, I believe. That being said, I don't see a way that, because this is going to be not necessarily a phone booth fight, but it's going to be a stand-up fight. So there's not a way for Rozenstruik to win. When you've got 4 different appendages coming at you versus 2. So that being said, I think Sergey Pavlovich is ready to get this one done. And Rosenstruck is not. Just to be honest with you, he just has better feet, better hands, and is going to get this out of here. Rosenstruck also is just not cardio forward. Like he doesn't have heavy cardio in him. It's decent, you know what I mean, for a heavyweight, but at the end of the day, this is a heavyweight bout. And so Sergey Pavlovich is going to make this fucking get done. And that's just is what it is.
All right.
I'm gonna fucking take a piss and go smoke.
Come on, man.
You're almost there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
2 fights left. You're almost there.
We're almost there, but you know what? Every time I have to go take a piss, I fucking win the card. So
You won the card technically this last time around, but you didn't win the card against me.
You're right.
I don't know how much weight we're gonna put into that now.
I don't give a fuck.
Take your mic off.
Fuck that shit. Fucking edit it out.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Fuck that dog.
Moving on to the co-main event of the evening, we have a middleweight bout. We got Shara Magomedov going up against Michael Page. We got Magomedov coming in 4-0 in the UFC, 15-0 overall. We got Page coming in there 1-1 in the UFC, 22-3 overall, and 3-2 in their last 5 fights. I'm gonna be going. You know what? I was originally gonna go with Magomedov in this one, and just I don't know. After I broke it down, something just tells me that this is where the hype train stops, and Michael Page is gonna come in here and get this one done with either a spectacular performance that gets him the decision, or he's gonna knock fucking Magomedov out. We got Michael Page coming in. He's older of the two by 7 years, bigger of the two. He's an unorthodox and versatile striker. Can grapple, but most likely is going to keep this one let me say that he's got decent grappling, but he's definitely going to want to keep this one standing. Needs to use his distance and just kind of pick apart Magomedov and kind of do that weird like clashing. Just he comes in, you know, hits you and then fucking steps back out and, and kind of just picks times to just come in and crash with you as opposed to just, just getting into a hand-to-hand exchange. I feel like Magomedov, as long as he doesn't get into any long exchanges with him, then Page should be able to, just like put on a nice performance and kind of just slow down Magomedov's momentum. But if he lets it get, if it's a close fight and it goes to the cards, then most likely they're gonna lean it to Magomedov. Magomedov's gonna be younger of the two, definitely a flashier striker. Likes to just go for that highlight finish. He just recently came off of the first ever double spinning back fist knockout.
Back elbow knockout.
I think it was spinning back fist.
I think it was back elbow.
Oh my
but we
God,
can go ahead and run that
we're
one
gonna
back
run that.
You've reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
I was let you know you're wrong. Anyway,
Okay.
He's gonna need to get past Page's length, and like I said, he's gonna have to figure out this odd style that he has, where he just kind of crashes in with you, and he's not a grappler, so this is gonna be a standing fight, which is really only the reason why Michael Page lost his last fight against Ian Gary. Ian Gary knew that he had to take the path of least resistance, took him to the ground, and just kind of kept him there and dominated the fight. Magomedov's not going to grapple with this dude, so it should make for a really fucking dope fight. And, Magomedov's good with, like I said, kind of his own style of unorthodox striking and also pours on the volume. Even if he gets taken down, he's still, throwing up attacks and all that shit. But I just feel like there's something about this fight where Page is going to pose a certain kind of threat to Magomedov that he hasn't seen before, and it's going to be hard for him to figure out. And even by the time he may finally figure it out, it'll be too late, and Page will take this one home.
I think Shara Magomedov can win this fight with one eye closed.
He only has one eye.
Well, that's how he's going to do it. That being said, this is an undefeated fighter. Since he does only have one eye, he's only able to fight overseas because they don't allow that in the U.S. Fighting competitions. So I think he's always training for that one opportunity that he's going to have, because he's not going to have tons of opportunities to fight and to show his skills. And so, like, when he does get the chance in Saudi Arabia or in, like, the Middle East, he's going to fucking show what he's able to do. And he's amazing. He's got striking. He's got enough grappling, you know what I mean, get him by. He's got that he's got the wrestling. I think he can get it done with Michael Venom Page. Michael Venom Page is a great fighter. He's just not going to get it done against Shara Magomedov.
I won't be surprised if Magomedov wins, but there's just something about this matchup that it just feels. I feel like Michael Page even called for this fight. And usually when niggas call for fights, there's something that they know that we may not.
Maybe,
but he also might just want to put on a show. Like, that's literally why he got brought into the UFC, was to potentially make a title run, but more than likely just put on exciting fights.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Hopefully one day, depending on how this goes, to be honest, we might see a Michael Page Adesanya fucking fight not too far down the road.
We might, but if there is, it's because Adesanya dropped. And
Michael Page won.
Michael Page won just enough, and then Adesanya.
Or he drops it too, and then they just, hey,
maybe,
you know, just, hey, we need to make this fight before we can't.
I want to see, to be honest with you, I want to see Shara Magomedov. I want to see him hold the title, even if it is one of those things where he has to vacate it because he's not able to fight in the U.S.
Nah, niggas is just gonna have to go to Abu Dhabi to fucking see the king.
Well, you know what I mean, but like it depends on what the schedule is. So, Shara for the win. That's where I'm at. Let's run it.
For sure. All right, folks. Moving on to the
main event of the evening.
Sweet sound of Bruce Buffer, my man. We got a middleweight bout.
Oh, that's your second, man. Is what it sounds like.
Oh, my God. Hey, I'll give you one for that one. That was clean. That was fucking clean. We got a middleweight main event. We got Israel Adesanya, former champ, going up against up-and-comer fucking Nassourdine Imavov. We got Adesanya coming in. They're 13-4 in the UFC. 24-4 overall and 2-3 in their last 5 fights. We got Imavov coming in. They're 7-2 with 1 no contest in UFC. 15-4 with that 1 no contest overall, and 3-1 with that 1 no contest in their last 5 fights. I'm gonna be going with Adesanya in this one. He's either gonna win by decision or KO. He's the older of the 2 fighters by 7 years, bigger of the 2, longer. Super technical striker, kickboxer. Doesn't really have grappling. If anything, just tries to really enact a lot of takedown defense. Needs in this fight to just go ahead and kind of be that peak Israel Adesanya wherein he was a champion and shit started getting boring, but he was still winning fights. That's kind of like what he needs to do with this fight. He needs to just be a very crisp, technical striker, you know, and just point fight Imavov's ass to oblivion, zap his energy, and just get back into the fucking winning column overall. Like, that's what he needs to do. Imavov, he is gonna be, you know, the younger and smaller of the 2 fighters, well-rounded with an edge in the grappling. So if he does come in here and decide to do a Raoni Barcelos and fucking just grab up one of Israel's legs and put him on the ground for fucking 5 rounds, that could very well much happen. I mean, that's kind of been proven even just as recently as Israel's last fight against Dricus du Plessis. As soon as he got to the ground, that shit was a wrap. What Israel needs to do is make sure that he doesn't get in close because of that. He needs to just use his distance and keep this fight at bay. Because let's say he starts pulling out ahead in the grappling, then all of a sudden, you know, Imavov's going to have to resort, or he pulls ahead in the striking, and then all of a sudden, Imavov has to resort to the grappling. He could potentially turn the tides that way. So Israel just needs to keep this fucking at distance. Imavov, yeah, his best route to victory is to just mix it up. Keep fucking Israel guessing, you know, respecting the fact that there could be a level change at any time. And when you do get him to the ground, demoralize him and fucking put him away. You know, but Imavov does have a questionable gas tank, so it'll remain to be seen how much he wants to actually grapple, if he does at all. If he does decide that he just wants to fucking, you know, make this a stand-up bout, I'm almost even more certain that it goes to Adesanya. But yeah, that's my pick. Adesanya for the win. Hopefully he cares enough about his legacy to understand that, like, bruh, this is gonna be a pretty significant slide if you don't get shit, if you don't right the ship.
You're right. Adesanya, it's a very, very, very tough pick. Israel Adesanya, I absolutely want to go with based on legacy, based on you know what I mean? I've been watching him forever. He's a fucking style bender. He's a man that doesn't give a fuck that everybody else, or that he cares about or anime and everybody else is hating on him. He's not a fucking Imavov or a fucking or a Nurmagomedov, or you know what I mean, the Enzo V. You know what I mean? He's Adesanya. He's the one person, or he's the person that I was okay with knocking out my legend.
He didn't knock out Anderson Silva.
Well, okay, but
had a nice fucking back and forth with him to the decision.
But whipped his ass. He did whip Anderson Silva's ass.
Jared Cannonier fucked fucking Anderson Silva.
Well,
put him out of the UFC. Israel Adesanya had a friendly fucking exhibition.
But I think that's also because that was like his idol too. His idol, yeah. Right?
Just to know, Imavov's French, so he's not quite a stan.
He's not quite a stan, but he's got the beard.
You got a mustache though.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
Not in his picture,
nigga. And then I'm gonna put it up on the screen too, so everybody can see. What are you talking about, my G? Look it right here. What are we talking about?
Well, that's an old picture though.
That is
this nigga serious?
The most recent event. How could this be an old picture?
See, like whatever.
Wilding, my nigga. Anyways,
whatever.
Let's get this over with.
You
fucking lose anyway.
As you cuddle a tiny fucking dog. Shut the fuck up. All right. I'm tired of your shit, yo.
Oh shit, I'm dead.
It's all good. I'm gonna be right back. I'm
For real,
like, you guys are gonna listen. No, you guys are gonna listen to what I'm saying.
2 fucking fights.
I don't give a shit. It's one fight.
Oh my
one fight left.
God.
I'm gonna pour myself a drink.
Oh,
be right back. Calm it down. Okay.
I thought
calm it the fuck down.
This was another. I thought fucking this nigga fucking had the wee wee.
It's not called a wee wee, fool. When it's me. It's a lot more than that.
Liar!
Oh shit! This nigga wilding. Go ahead. Can we finish this?
We're almost there. Israel Adesanya's gonna win. He's a style bender. I don't think he's gonna lose 3 in a row. I can't imagine him doing it. If he does do it, it will hurt my feelings. He is the better striker. I think obviously he has a little bit more ring time than Imavov. And as long as he can stay away from his takedowns, he'll be able to get it done.
I believe so too.
So That's the picks. You know what I mean? If you guys pick with me, obviously you guys are going to win. That being said.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I think we'll move on to the next segment. How about that?
All right, folks. Well, that concludes our predictions and picks portion of the show. Moving on to the parlay portion of the show. You got any parlays for us, parlay god? Parlay dude? Parlay prophet?
You just call me the parlay dude?
Yeah, I did. Shouts out wins.
Thanks, buddy.
That's disrespectful as fuck. It's all right.
I mean, you did pick Nakamura. That blew up your parlay pretty fucking fast.
That did blow up my parlay pretty fast. But this parlay right here, this motherfucker right here, going to be the one.
Okay.
That being said, my parlay starts off as a 3-pick parlay.
Okay.
It's going to be Jasudavicius, Ziam, and Imavov. It's a 3-pick. Now let's get spicy all the way through there, right?
Okay.
Magomedov, next fight's going to make that shit happen. Then we're going to go Pavlovich. So that's my 6-picker. And then we're going to go to Shara Magomedov. That's my 7th pick.
Oh, damn, dude. That's a late entry right there. I'm literally watching him enter him into the fold.
He's undefeated. Who the fuck is going to beat his ass?
Michael Page.
Not him. Nope, sure not.
All right, folks. Well, past 2 weeks and, the start of 2025, I've been real, frugal, real humble. Not really trying to,
till today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Hey, let me finish, nigga. It's been all fucking kind of, very relaxed, very chill, very minimal parlay action. But this week, not only are we getting extra spicy, but we might be possibly getting the most spicy we've ever fucking gotten in the history of this entire show. I'm gonna start with a base parlay. It's gonna be the entire main. No. I'm sorry. It's gonna be the first 4 fights of the main card. So this is gonna be the first 4 main card parlay. We got Imavov, Nurmagomedov, and Pavlovich. Similar to yours. So
Good
we
one.
got that right there.
Yeah, you're gonna win that part of it.
Now, if you want to get spicy with it, you can do an entirely different parlay that I got here. This is going to be the all prelim parlay. Literally, all fights in the prelim are going to be accounted for in this one. And I'm going to be going with Pogues, Grad, Jasudavicius, Ziam, Terrance McKinney, and Shamil Gaziev. Now, if you want to get motherfucking extra spicy, we're talking about like Indian food, Thai food spicy, fucking 5-alarm chili spicy, fucking 5X fucking habanero fucking ghost pepper spicy. Then you combine both parlays, my nigga.
How many picks is that?
I want to say it's like 11. Let's see here we got. Yeah, it's 11 pick parlay at the end.
11 pick parlay out of 13.
Brain damage.
You're wild. But
hey, that's if you want to get extra spicy. If you just want to, throw $1 or $2 on some shit and possibly come out with a nice little payday, you just throw it all together. Fuck it. I've wasted about 28 fights worth of picks or parlay picks and just was doing 3 pickers. Bro, it's time to step into the light. I already went 10 for 13. I've already got fucking highest ROI fucking for the past fight. Fucking got the best picks for the last fight out of 13 picks. You know what I mean? Fucking literally the lifeblood of this fucking channel.
hold up.
Fucking like, bruh.
Are we really
are we really
what?
trying to go against fucking, greatness right now? What? You're welcome.
Bro, so you're telling me that your one fucking card you just won. You just won this card. Just recently. And it's one of the first cards you won in like close to a year.
Chill it out, my G. Chill it the fuck out. Not only have I won multiple fucking cards,
way back, like
winning
in the
against
first.
you as well. Like, chill it the fuck out.
Oh, you
my
won.
man.
Okay, my bad. You're right. You won a lot of cards, but not against me. The ones you won against me were like in the first quarter of last year.
I'll give you that. You got it. You got it.
Oh, see how his voice changed and shit? It's like starting to crack and shit.
Damn,
This man's like 38 years old. His voice started to crack when he
Nigga,
talks
my
about.
voice wasn't cracking, nigga. That was literally a vocal tonal influx, my nigga.
Huh?
Intentionally done by your boy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So chill it out, my nigga. Fuck RayBucks all year. Just remember, every pick, every analysis, every fucking every dumbass look he makes into the camera, every whack ass joke or wordplay association, shitty fucking wing dinger he fucking throws out there.
But what the
Nobody
hell,
gives
boy?
a shit about none of that this year. 2025 is the year of fucking UTICA. Fucking, not only are we taking the overall title, we're gonna smoke this fool all 2025. And I'm gonna go as far as to say I'll be the only one highlighted green on the UFC predictions tracker.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Somebody has to fucking
Get
keep
your
us
ass
afloat.
on, boy. Bye. You get your goddamn.
It's so funny, folks. You know what I mean? When all you do is just carry the load, carry the whole fucking ship on your back. You know what I mean? I was literally swimming with the Titanic behind me, but like not the Titanic, but like a Carnival cruise ship behind me. You know what I mean? And I got its dock. You know what I mean? Just and then I get there, and then the captain wants to tell me,
You could have swam faster, nigga, and got us here a little quicker.
Come on, son.
there you go. See?
If it was me out there, I would have flew us to fucking shore.
What did he say?
There you go. You guys heard it here first. Straight from the fucking source.
All right, folks. Well, real quickly, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. We literally just came up about like fucking 10 viewers or 10 subscribers since fucking just this past UFC predictions tracker post about, you know, how everything resulted in UFC 311. So much love to y'all. Hope y'all are enjoying what you're seeing, and let's all make some money together. Make sure that you follow Bros Talk MMA on IG at Bros Talk MMA. You can follow me at Utica_SME. I would say his, but he don't want to be followed. He doesn't like that shit.
Don't fucking ball me.
You know, don't
Fucking ball me.
And hey, folks, fucking, what do you know? I think TikTok was down maybe all of fucking 12 hours before fucking that shit got reinstated. So you can continue to follow us at Bros Talk MMA on TikTok. I'm falling behind on the clips. I need to post some new clips from this year, so we'll have those up to you very shortly. But yeah, outside of that, you got anything?
Do you have anything I want to like? You should go first because like you won last card, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell the people what you need to tell them. Like, tell them why they're supposed to follow you because now you're the greatest that's ever done it, that's ever been, and like how even though you're down one, you're still the greatest. Like, go ahead and tell them.
I'm
Tell
so
them.
focused right now. I'm dialed in, everybody. I feel good. I look good. You know, fucking this is just I feel it. I can feel the energy. You know, last year it was our first year. I was filling things out. Bro got ahead. I started to question myself, doubt myself a little bit, you know, and I let that seep out on camera and just through my decision making and all that, you know, but now it's a new year. I got some changes going on in my life, and you know, I just feel like it's my time, you know, and that's probably one of my least favorite sayings, especially in MMA, is motherfuckers, it's my time. Oh, no, fuck all that. Like, for real, this is the era of Utica. This is literally the age of Utica. Mm-hmm. Like, we pretty much will never look back from this point on. So, last card was just the beginning. This card, we just continue. You only got 18 fights to hold on to. Mm-hmm. Once those 18 are done, it's a wrap for you, bro. And then not only am I going to get my 18 up on my end, but then we're going to go up, about like 36. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's going to get real nasty for you outside real soon here. So I suggest that you cherish these moments. You hold on to them for as long as possible. Mm-hmm. Remain in the present. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Really be present to this moment now, because it's very much fleeting and you will never get it back again once it's gone.
Okay. I know that we're all MMA fans out here, so like not a lot of us are all NFL fans. And I would like to bring up the clip of Beast Mode talking to Homeboy, and he says, sometimes you just gotta run through a motherfucker's face.
If you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and over and over and over and over again. They just not gonna want that.
Think there's a deeper metaphor there?
Run through a motherfucker's face.
That's what I'm gonna do for y'all. I'm gonna run through this nigga's face and the rest of the YouTube community face over and over and over again. And over and over and over and over and over again. Because I've already done it. You've already seen it. I'm not lying. I'm just gonna keep hitting. Cool. Am I gonna take it now? Right? Sometimes you're gonna take it now. And I didn't even take a full ass L. Because I still fucking won the card. I still had made money. I was still at a 69% fucking pick percentage. And like my shit's still going up. So wop. So whenever you guys want to try to stop me or slow me down, you're more than welcome to. You can't stop this fucking train. I'm fucking Natron Means out here. I'm fucking Jerome Bettis, the bus out in this bitch. Like, just smacking anybody that's in the way. Now, of course, you always got that one dude that comes through and wins. You won. Good job, pimp. Let's see if you do it again.
Man, we were so close to keeping this under an hour.
We were.
We just decided to fucking.
I don't give a fuck.
Come out the side of your fucking.
I don't
neck
give a
with
shit.
All that fucking nonsense, bro.
I don't
That
give a shit, man.
Disgusting.
I'm fucking.
That shit was fucking pitiful. That shit was pathetic. That shit was fucking a desperate attempt at psyching yourself up, nigga.
I don't need to
You're
psych
trying
myself
to
up.
fucking gash yourself up, my nigga. Like, let's just keep it a hundo right now.
Keep it a hundo. I don't give a fuck.
You're shook, my nigga. You're shook.
I'm not shook.
That's how people talk when they're shook, my G.
Fuck you. And like, what you think how you won, or you think you're gonna keep winning? It's not gonna happen.
Shut your bitch ass.
Anyways, folks, this has been another episode
I'm out of here.
Bros Talking.
Fucking out of here. This is bullshit.
I'm your host, Utica, undeniably the illest cat around, aka Mr. Make This Pick Real Quick. I'm here with my host, Diesel. Oh yeah, and then there's this other guy here. His name's what's your name again?
Y'all know my name.
Yeah, exactly. There's no use for him to even be in this shot anymore because he's going to be a non-factor going forward, folks. So, yeah, once again, best of luck this weekend. Happy betting. And until the next time, we out. Bitch ass.